Hey man, welcome to the Super Divorce channel. If you think you're gonna like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up now. And if you're digging it here, go ahead and subscribe. Just make sure you bong the gong for notifications so you know when new videos go live. Now then, please look forward to this video. Enjoy, chefs. Hey man, welcome back to the Super Divorce channel. Nicholas Villars here, aka Super Divorce. I play music. I am creating a Proudly Comicsgate comic book, and today I'm going to take a look at Lobo's Back #1, a 4-issue mini-series. This is the first part from Keith Giffen, Alan Grant, and Simon Bisley. I picked this up yesterday at my local comic shop as part of a big-ass haul of fantastic-looking 90s books. I don't believe I've ever read an individual Lobo issue before this. And spoiler, I was thoroughly entertained, and I can't wait to show you some of this one and tell you a bit about it. Quick aside, yesterday when I was at the local comic shop, there was a customer who kind of reminded me of Cecil. I only heard him from across the store. He sounded like Cecil, and he was talking to one of the workers. And he's like, I don't know, my collection, I've got a bunch of 90s shit that no one wants that stuff. And I wanted to go and slap the taste out of his mouth because I was buying exclusively 90s stuff. I had a stack full of Lobo. I found some X-Force, some early Spawn issues. Everything I picked up yesterday was like early to mid-90s. That guy's out of his gourd. Anyway, when you open this book, it actually takes you to a second cover, as you see right here. This is the inside when you open it up. You got your credits over here. You've got this penguin. I see a lot of these penguins throughout the book. Now again, I don't know shit about Lobo. So this is my introduction to the world of Lobo. If these guys have some significance, then you can let me know. But I did notice them throughout the book. They were scattered a bit. When you flip beyond that, you go to a third cover right here. A big meat hook with some flesh dripping down. And then you've got Lobo's Totally Mental Word Puzzle. And all of these right here, these are like the clues for the words you're going to look for. This is like a combination crossword puzzle / word search. And in the back they have the answer key, which I feel like you'd have to investigate to be able to even know which words to look for, because they get very ridiculous. It's pretty funny though. Kind of neat little knick-knack, little gimmick they threw in. So then you flip and you're finally into the book itself. Before we do that though, look over here. Connect the Dots featuring Lobo and Friend. Connect the dots to figure out Lobo's secret message for you. Pretty funny. So the book starts off, Lobo is waiting to use the ATM machine. This is what I know about him so far. My guess when I open this up is he's some sort of outlaw. He's like a bounty hunter. Again, I can't say it enough. Didn't know shit about Lobo the character. I always thought he looked cool. He's always kind of reminded me of Rob Zombie a little bit. But as far as what he does and his backstory and so on and so forth, I really don't know shit. So I'm thinking, okay, he's going to withdraw some cash. He's like an outlaw bounty hunter type. And I was pretty much on the money there, I think. Anyway, there's a 2-transaction limit, as you can see on this page. This guy is kind of sitting there, and he's taking a sweet-ass time. I like the Danzig and Slayer graffiti on the outside of this vestibule. You ever try vestibule soup? Anyway, the fellow inside is taking too long. He's done too many transactions. Lobo doesn't like it, so he picks him up and slams his head through the vestibule and says, 2, get it? 2 transactions, not 3, not 4, you get 2. And then he rips the guy's arms off and says 1 + 1 = 2. Have a nice day now, you hear? Sends the fellow on his way. At this point he would have been like a punker, a punk rocker. Today you'd probably think he's maybe an SJW because of his purple hair. Not saying all purple hair people are, but the purple hair plus the fact that he's just doing transaction after transaction. He doesn't think the rules apply to him. He's using his privilege. That's the modern SJW way. They think the world revolves around them, and Lobo's having none of it. So he sends him on his way. The guy is screaming, "Mommy!" And I don't think that this would fly. You know, this is pretty graphic. It's crazy you could do more shit like this in a mainstream book in the early 90s than you'd probably think to see today. And Lobo says, no considerations, some folks. So then he gets in there. He's trying to get some money out. He's got 323 credits. I guess not a whole lot in his world. And then we're taken over to Ramona's bail bond and unisex salon. And I thought this person looked interesting. Look at this client who's getting a haircut from Ramona. Kind of, I don't know, I feel like people would have a problem with that too. Why? Was this supposed to be funny? Look, what, they look funny to you? Well, you're the one who thought they looked funny. I never said that. There's Ramona. She runs this bail bond. Is that what it is? What did it say? Bail bond and unisex salon. She gets a call from one of her fellow, what is this guy? He's sort of like a communications officer. I thought he looked kind of like Mr. Freeze. And he lets her know that one of her employees has been found dead on Dooley 7. I guess one of the guys working for her has been dispatched. This guy's name was Chunderhead Cray. Fantastic name. So she's going to need some extra help. Meanwhile, Lobo's down on his luck. He doesn't have much cash. He's hanging out at a bar and he sees this fellow walk past. I guess it's a guy he's got some history with. Kind of says, oh, well, look who it is. Old Fuckle Stick, you know. He didn't. And this was brilliant. This is good writing. He walks up to him and he says, hey, so tell me, you still wanted for them defenestrations on Dog's World? And the guy's like, wasn't me, man. I only threw some geeks out a window. The funny thing is, this fella doesn't realize a defenestration is a throwing of a person out a window. That's what defenestration is. If you didn't know that, here's your vocabulary lesson for the day. So that means this guy, yeah, this is the guy who's wanted. He's going to have a price on his head. He's got a good bounty. So even better writing, Lobo throws this guy out the window of the bar and then picks him up, and he's going to take him over to probably Ramona's. We'll get there in just a second. Now, back on Dooley 7, where Chunderhead McCrae, I think that was, or Cray, whatever it was, where that fellow has been dispatched. This guy, he's like, hey, Lou, it's not like I got anything against you or your brother, but this can't go on. You're bringing down all kinds of heat. 12 dead bounty hunters. Jeez, you got to take it easy, man. But Lou says punt, and then punts the guy's head off. This is Lou. This is apparently the guy who's taking out bounty hunters on Dooley 7, messing with Ramona's business. And I always loved in comic books when they use like just the verb itself as you know, the sound effect. I will probably make healthy use of that in the book that I'm creating. I just think it's funny. Punt, because he's punting his head. Or if someone's getting kicked and it just says kick. I don't know. It's just a quirky thing that I've always appreciated. But yeah, blood splattering everywhere, and this guy does not look like he is one to be messed with. So next, Lobo finds his way over to Ramona's, and you know, she's basically offering him work. Tells him there's been an unfortunate accident on Dooley 7, and that's going to be his first place to visit. And she's going to give him a nice bonus too for making his way out there. So he heads over there. I love this. This is a great page. This is actually one of those ones where you have to turn the book sideways. Sometimes I don't like doing that. I feel like it takes you out of the action, out of your page turning. But I didn't mind it. because it was such a beautifully done page, and I love the colors, love everything about this one. Here are these penguins again. I'm gonna have to figure out the backstory on those guys, but he's got a cool ass like space car, and he's driving with his buddy. I don't know this guy's name. Maybe you can help me out with that. Who is this guy? What's his story? Where does he come from? This was good though. He's talking about Ramona, you know, the lady we just saw. By the way, I meant to point this out. Look, you even get a nip slip in this one. Look at that. There's a nip slip. But Lobo apparently, you know, might have a little thing for her. They go way back. He says, maybe when I get back, I'll give her a bonus. Yeah? You know what I mean? Ho ho! Can't write characters like this anymore. And it's too bad. Or you can, but people are just afraid to do it. We need more characters like Lobo. And I know that after reading half a book. You know, I knew that when I was this far into it. So these guys bring the body of Chunderhead back to Ramona, and she tells them, go ahead and take it in the back there, in the back of her unisex salon. And then she tells them that they can help themselves to some styling gel. And then she reveals to the person she's talking to on the phone that she uses the corpse of her dead bounty hunters to make the styling gel. How sick is that? What a twisted lady this Ramona is. Back over to Dooley 7. Lobo heads into this bar, the Pluke and Puke. Walks in there. Look at how cool that car is, too. It's a badass car design. I would buy one of these to sit up on my shelf. I'm not a big car collector. I don't do many Hot Wheels or things like that, but that's a neat ass car. I like that. So he goes in. This is a great page, full page here. There's a guy at the bar with knives stabbed into his back, swords. Here's the bartender he's looking for. You get some various robots, aliens, kind of like, you know, your Star Wars scene at the cantina. All sorts of weirdos. A horse alien, horse guy. This one kind of looks like Predator. A nice menagerie of strangeness and weirdos. And he tells the bartender to get the cork out of his butt. You get someone's attention that way. Get the cork out. Get the cork out your butt, my man. And he's looking for Lou. That's the guy who's causing trouble. That's the guy who punted the fellow's head off earlier. Looking for Lou around here. This guy comes up and he's like, Lou, you going after Lou, man? He'll chew you up and spit you out. It looks like he was a little too close for comfort, because then Lobo just seems to crush his hand. He just breaks his hand for getting too close. Being this, you know, people do that. You'll often see this in movies. A guy at a bar, a guy in a crowd, he's looking for someone, and then another person comes over their shoulder and just kind of gets creepy in their ear. He's like, you're looking for this or that, huh? Well, again, Lobo's not doing that. He just like curls the guy's hand up and breaks his wrist or something, and he's like, I can't stand that fragging touchy-feely crap. Don't get all close to me. We're not doing that. Now this page, the next two pages, I actually laughed out loud. Because he's looking for this Lou fellow. And these little guys, these little aliens, they first say hi to him over on this page, but then it gets good right here. So they're all sitting at this table, and he's like, little guys like you, bounty hunters? You're kidding me, right? You guys are bounty hunters? So they say, grab a seat, have a brew. There's so much we can tell you, especially about Lou. Now, bounties, in our time, we've collected a few. And it goes on. They keep talking to him, like they take turns talking. You know, there's a large group of them. But every time they talk, they rhyme. They rhyme the entire page down. And as it goes along, he gets more and more just annoyed with their presence, with what they're doing, because they're like Disney cartoon characters or something, or like something out of a Dr. Seuss book. And he's like face palming. His face like slides further down. Then eventually he ends up with his head like, you know, on his forearm with his head down, like you'd put your head down on your desk, you know, in school, just waiting for it to be over, and they won't stop. And he just ends up screaming. But when he screams, he actually rhymes with their entire rhyme scheme. So they can't stop ending on the clue, loo, to, you, spew. It's like that for the entire page as you go along. And then he ends up smashing one of them, but he's still rhyming. And then other people in the bar start talking, and they're rhyming too. And it's just, yeah, it's fantastic. But it was so ridiculous when I got to the this panel down here where he screams, and you find that he has rhymed right along with them. You know, it's awesome. So this page ends with whoever this guy is. He's got like a funny design. He's getting in touch with Lou on the vid phone, alerting him that someone's looking for him. Lobo is here to take him out. And Lou is going to try and take out Lobo first. Check this out. Frega boom! Should move in on that. Great colors. On newsprint. Newsprint adds its own flavor to comics. You could probably try to recreate this digitally, but there's something neat about it. I really like it when colors are used in such magnificent ways, and then it's on newsprint as well. I mean, glossy is fantastic. Glossy has become the standard, but if you use your colors in the correct way, if you make strategic use of them, and you do so on newsprint, it can sometimes be superior, in my opinion, because this reprinted on glossy paper would not have the same look and feel, wouldn't have the same vibe to it. There's something neat about it. I actually I took this picture and I tweeted it at Dan Frega. I was like, hey, look what I just found in this issue of Lobo. Anyhows, so Lou thinks that he's gotten the best of Lobo. Thinks he's gone ahead and taken him out. But nope, look here again. Boot as he kicks through the rubble. Lou is surprised. Huh? What's going on? Lobo out from the rubble, looking badass. Big ass blaster. Shredded. Basically like fire and molten lava seemingly spewing up in the background, and then they're going to have a big ass fight. Look at this gun. I mean, we need this in comics. We need this shit in comic books. The days of, well, let's put all the heroes in more realistic costumes. What would it be like if they were in real life? I don't give a shit anymore. No one cares about that anymore. That little gimmick has been done. It's time to move on. It's time to get back to basics. It's time to have fun with comic books again. And that's something that kept occurring to me as I was going through this. This book is fun to read. I'm not waiting to get through it. I'm not hoping that the next page doesn't have much dialogue on it so I can be done. And I've found that a lot over the course of the past few years. When I would get new books at the local comic shop, I'm going through them because it's a series that I've read for a long time. But a lot of times, as I was going through a book, I would just be having the thought to myself, I want to be done with this. I just want to get these things read. It's like a chore, oftentimes. This, I wanted to savor. I was having fun reading it. And it really did occur to me in a big way how unlike this comics are now. And I think it's because creators have started to take themselves way too seriously. They all want to be Alan Moore. They all want to be seen as prophets of modern society, weighing in, making these profound statements that are going to change people's lives. And they've left behind the idea of giving people an entertaining read, something that they would want to come back to and read multiple times, look at over and over again, share with people. Very few times in recent memory have I actually read something where I've been like, I need to tell my friends about this. This is something where I'd be like, hey, you haven't read comics before? Check this book out. It's hilarious and it's badass. So Lobo and what's his shit, Lou, they end up blasting each other. They're going back and forth. I mean, you've just got Lou standing in a pile of shell casings. They've got holes blown through them. There are bullets flying. There's muzzle flash. And by the end of it, you know, it's just ridiculous. Again, you can tell in the writing, in the putting together of this book, no one said, well, I don't know, that might be a little too overboard. That's not going to be believable. Click. They've both gone Winchester. That's when all your bullets are gone. Lobo's got a hole in his head that's just like full of bullets, smoking. This guy's got holes in his head, bullets sticking out of him. And then they face off. They're out of ammunition, so now they're going to have a knife fight. Look at this. Bullets like stuck into the bone in his face and his jaw. Still smiling, just ready to get after it. And out of nowhere, Lou's brother comes in and he just blasts the shit out of Lobo. Blasts him right in half. Blows his torso clean off. And then that's how this issue ends. With Lobo's legs, you know, he's still standing, but he's basically been blown in half by this guy. And there you go. And that's just a book that does not let up. There's something fun to look at or read on every single page of this one. It's awesome. So big thumbs up. This is part 1 of a 4-issue series. And if you guys enjoyed this, then I would be more than happy to come back and do the next 3 as I go through them. But I just read this and I wanted to come on here and immediately make the video so it was nice and fresh, so my excitement was still there and my enthusiasm. I'd like to share that with you guys. So hopefully you've enjoyed this look at Lobo. If you've not read any Lobo before, my guess is that Lobo other books are similar in tone, at least from this era. Modern, more recent attempts at Lobo with different writers, I don't know. I can't say. But I wanted to get this era. This is the version of Lobo that I've heard people say is kind of like the bread and butter. So I think it was a great start, great place to start, even though I don't know shit about him, really. I'm interested in learning his backstory, though, and finding out more. So I'll have to do that. And quickly, I thought it would be fun to share with you guys just a rundown of the advertisements they included in this book. We'll just go through these. You got, you know, this one, Guy Gardner. I've always thought he was a goofy-looking fella. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Get it? Green Lantern, DC trading cards. Not a very big fan of these. The Marvel Masterpiece cards were the ones I loved. I think there's too much border. It's like, why would you do that? We want to see the artwork. I don't need this big border around them. It's too much. You can get a DC Comics subscription. Let's see what they were asking for. Convenience and savings are delivered right to your door when you subscribe to DC Comics. Order now and deduct $1.50 from the first 12 issue subscription you order. Deduct $2 from each 12 issue subscription you order after that. All of our comics are delivered in protective poly bags with backing boards. If, for any reason, you're not satisfied, DC Comics will send you a refund on all remaining issues. Subscribe now by filling out the order form below. Prices for 12 issue subscriptions, $12. $1 a piece. And you could deduct $1.50 from the first subscription and $2 from each 12 issue subscription after that. You know, that's a great deal. You're not going to get that anymore. $12 for a year of Action Comics, or Adventures of Superman, or Flash, or Green Lantern. $15 for these, $18, $21. It's kind of expensive. I wonder why. Almost $10 more for Animal Man, Deathstroke, Legends of the Dark Knight, Legion of Superheroes, The New Titans, Star Trek, and Star Trek The Next Generation. But $15 for a year of Aquaman, Batman, Detective Comics, Green Lantern, Justice League, Superman, Wonder Woman. Not too bad. In the back, they also had this big Lobo Contest where you could basically send in your cosplay pictures. They didn't call it that back in the day, but that's basically what it was. It was like, hey, we want to know which Lobo reader looks the most like Lobo. So if you think you look like Lobo, send us your picture, and you might win some Simon Bisley art. You might win original Keith Giffen plots or original Alan Grant scripts. Runners-up could get a Lobo slipcase set, a few Lobo trade paperbacks at the discretion of the judges. Just a fun little contest for Lobo fans. And then here's the solution to the word puzzle that I showed you guys up in the front. Some other random advertisements in the back. There's I think that's supposed to be William Shatner. Star Trek Annual number 3. This was talking about this DC Inside article. It was talking about the Eclipso, the Darkness Within summer crossover event they did in 1992. Kind of interesting to read about. And some more advertisements. Thought these were kind of neat, these silhouette versions of Catwoman and Penguin. And then on the back of the comic you had a little teaser for Batman Returns coming out on June 19th. The Bat, the Cat, the Penguin. That was a great movie. Love that one. So that's going to do it, guys. That's Lobo. My first big Lobo series. My first individual Lobo issue that I've ever read. Highly recommend it. Again, let me know in the comments below if you want me to do the next 3 issues. If you have any recommendations, maybe you're a big Lobo fan. If you have some recommendations for Lobo books or certain runs of the character that I should check out, interested in knowing that. And I think that's going to just about wrap it up for today. So thanks for watching. Till next time, make sure you're listening to your Super Divorce music. Yep. Play music. You heard a little bit in the intro to this video. And if you'd like to sample the entire song or the entire album, head over to Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, wherever you stream your tunes. You can find Super Divorce on there. The latest album, Action Figures. You can pick up a CD. You could pick up a cassette tape. Or you can also grab yourself a vinyl record. Oops, sorry for hitting the mic there. You can get all those things at superdivorceme.com. I recommend you celebrate the entire catalog. Nice collectible items for you. Also, sub to the channel if you've not done that yet. Bong the gong for notifications so you know when new videos go up. Leave a comment below if you got anything. Hit the thumbs up on the video. Like it. Follow me on Twitter at SuperDivorce. On Instagram at SuperDivorceBand. Follow along as I post some artwork I'm doing. Building up. Getting my chops back because I took a long time off drawing. But I'm trying to get my chops back, doing some random pieces, some fun stuff just to get the blood flowing, get back in the swing of it, and then I'll be posting teasers and artwork from the process of creating my upcoming Proudly Comicsgate comic book. So follow along in the journey. Love to have you along for the ride, and I appreciate you very much. So everyone take real good care. Keep kicking ass. Love you lots. Lord willing, I'll be back very soon with another video for you to watch. Bye-bye.
Divorce. We gonna go viral with this.